Didn't see you there. Yes, I did. I set the camera up. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about how to play your guitar like a piano, and that was a little excerpt from a Joe Satriani tune called Baroque, one of my favorites. I'm not going to really get into that style of guitar playing. That's like a classical piano. I'm talking about like the Jimi Hendrix style piano-like guitar playing that is very popular in R&B, old school 60s blues, and probably some other genres that I'm leaving out. But the point is, there is one element that you have to master in order to play your guitar like a piano. And first, before I get into that, what I mean by playing a guitar like a piano is essentially moving away from the standard strumming of chords and actually playing chords like you would notes on a piano. So really spreading out the voicings and picking individual notes of certain chord shapes as opposed to just strumming them all at once, kind of like a blend between chords and arpeggio playing. So an example of that would be this Jimi Hendrix tune, The Wind Cries Mary, where he goes. So I think that sounds a lot like a piano as opposed to maybe the traditional way of playing it before Hendrix came around, which would be like this. So he took the and turned it into, and then this ending, that's very piano-like. It's like a little roll on the piano. Another Hendrix example would be Castles Made of Sand. So traditionally that might be played but Hendrix took it to a piano level, as you could hear with So really what he's doing is the element that I mentioned in the very beginning of this video. He is relying solely on triads to deliver all these chords in a piano-like fashion. Now, some of you guys who've been watching my videos for a while know that I am a very large supporter for triads. I don't mean like large, but I mean large. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pop a link, bam, up there. I think it only pops up if you're on a computer. I don't know if you're watching this on a phone, if that'll come up on the YouTube clip there, but I'll put the link in the description too if you want to find it. I did a little wing demo of how I use triads to move through a song and how you can use it really in any song you want to. But basically there's 4 string sets and there's triads on all of them, major, minor, augmented, and diminished. For most of you guys, all you really need to know is major and minor. So I would start, if you want to get into learning triads, start with major and just learn them on 1 string set, then 2 string sets, 3 string sets, and all of the string sets, and then move to minor. So the cool thing is these string sets, the EAD and the ADG, both of those string sets are the same triad shapes. So once you learn 1 string set, you automatically know the other one. I'm not gonna get into how triads are spelled or broken down in this video. If you wanna learn about that, you should check out Guitar Super System, which is the course that I teach. For the triad introduction, you should check out Guitar Super System Level 1. So here is what every G triad on the neck looks like. Now we're down here. Same shapes, just in different positions because this G is right here. Same shape. And I'll move up here. Same shape. So like I said, these two string sets are the same. Once you learn one string set, you'll learn the other. And then we have our D, G, and B strings. And here is the bottom three strings, or top three strings. Do you guys call these the top strings or the bottom strings? I think they're the top strings, but it kind of messes with my head. So the bottom three strings, G triads. So what Hendrix would do is he would take a chord progression and use triads to pick individual notes and little double stops to create these piano-like fluttering flourishes, these really piano stylings on the guitar. And so for the Wind Cries Mary progression, for example, it's C, B flat, and F. So he would do something like this. So that little thing right there, that's super Hendrixy. And it's just an F major triad. And he's taking a note, the G in this case, it's a 9. So it's a note within the F major scale, and he's just adding a little piano flutter. And then he would go back to the chord progression. Again, he's taking this triad here, F major triad, and coming down to this one, but he's also including other notes of the major scale. So really all it is figuring out where these triads are and then adding these little hammer-on type deals with other notes that exist in the scale. And like I mentioned, you can do this with any chord progression, so it doesn't have to be a Hendrix song, but Hendrix's songs sound so good, I just have to use them for a demonstration. So if you want to learn to play your guitar like a piano, then just learn your major and minor triads on each of these string sets, and just start with one and move up from there. But you will be able to move these positions around for any chord. So an F major triad in this position, you can use the same thing for a C major triad, A major, D major. It's the same shape. The only thing that changes is where you're playing it on the neck, and that's when those other shapes, which are called inversions, come into play. If none of this is making sense to you, go get Guitar Super System. There's a link in the description. It will help you immensely if this is something that interests you. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow.